chèo lướt sóng. Đưa tôi về, đưa tôi về với người tôi yêu, để cùng hát khúc dân ca quê mình, để tôi sống giữa bao nhiêu ân tình, bao ân tình mộng mạc làng quê. Trưa nắng hè gọi nhau râm ran che xanh, cùng em khoác chiếc áo tơi ra đồng. Dù trời đổ nắng chang chang vẫn qua, để nghĩa tình đừng nhạt đừng phai. Thương nhau rồi đừng cởi áo cho ai. Thuyền tình tôi cứ lênh đênh dòng trôi, và người con gái tôi yêu nơi làng quê. Có ai ngờ chân lắm buồn mà tôi ngỡ gót chân tiên. Cắt nửa vầng trăng, cắt nửa vầng trăng, tôi làm con đò nhỏ. Chặt đôi câu thơ, bẻ đôi câu thơ, tôi làm mái chèo lướt sóng. Đưa tôi về, đưa tôi về với người tôi yêu, để cùng ngâm khúc ca dao quê mùa, để nghe tiếng sáo thênh thênh cánh cò. Đã có lần em giận hơn tôi, đêm ra đồng em đổ ánh trăng vàng đi. Nào ngờ chẳng chút nguôi ngoai hương buồn, vầng trăng lại sáng trong hơn đầy đồng. Câu ca rằng hết giận rồi thương, áo nâu sông em nhuộm tình tôi. Nào đâu dễ có phôi phai thời gian, còn đây mãi khúc ca dao em và tôi. Chốt quê nghèo ta có mình, một ngày bằng mấy trăm năm hỡi người. Cắt nửa vầng trăng, cắt nửa vầng trăng, tôi làm con đò nhỏ. Chặt đôi câu thơ, bẻ đôi câu thơ, tôi làm mái chèo lướt sóng. Đưa tôi về, đưa tôi về với người tôi yêu.
Now, we're not suggesting you start a career of breaking and entering, but we bet you've thought about the security behind some very impressive houses once in a while. Don't worry, you're not alone. Staring up at those impressive wrought iron fences is enough to make us wonder just what other precautions are being used to stop us peasants from crossing the gates. But we're here to let you know. We put together a list of 10 of the most secure homes in the world to show you exactly what lengths the world's elite have gone to. If you do manage to get inside any of these houses, there's a chance you'll get stuck. Many of these houses have impressive security functions that can trap you forever. So to ensure you've got something to do while you're stuck, make sure to click subscribe before we begin so you've got something to watch inside the most luxurious properties. CHgsmåNG Residence. You wouldn't necessarily think you'd require a lot of security when you're in charge of one of the most feared countries in the world, but CHmåNG Residence in North Korea is pretty darn secure. It's the main residence for the royal family and sits in the northern region of the country. Not only does it have luxurious interiors, but it's also one of the most secure locations in the world. Obviously, being such a secretive country must come with matching security precautions, and so it's not too much of a surprise to hear of the lengths Kim Jong-un has gone to in order to keep himself safe at home. Along with your standard security, CHmåNG Residence is surrounded by an electric fence, armed guards, and minefields. The walls are protected with iron rods and lead-covered concrete in order to protect it from even nuclear assaults. If disaster were to strike and the family had to get to safety quickly, an underground tunnel connects the house to the other royal residence, Shanggyung House, or Residence Number 26 as it's also known. However, it's unlikely that anyone would try and break in because if someone were to pass through all of the security checkpoints, they'd find themselves facing a variety of dangerous substances anyway. Fairfield Estate. The Hamptons are where the richest of the rich hang out over summer, and with all that cash lying around, it's no wonder that they have the security measures in place to protect it. The Fairfield Estate is one of the most secure in the whole area. It's owned by the billionaire Ira Renard, who made some of his massive fortune collecting art. Some of his favorite works are dotted around the estate at a total value of more than $500 million. The estate itself is worth an estimated $200 million, making it arguably the most expensive house in the United States. So it's only right that the billionaire only wanted the best of the best security to protect his fortune. The estate is fronted with an incredibly high-tech security gate, meaning that only those invited are even capable of setting foot on the grounds, let alone the actual buildings. It has bulletproof windows and enough security cameras to make you think twice about stepping foot on the property without an explicit invitation. Ira considered security a huge priority when it came to purchasing his new home, and we wish we knew just how much it's costing him to make sure none of his reported 21 bedrooms get broken into. The Zombie Bunker. Admittedly, it's not a problem we've come across yet, but have you considered how your home would fare if zombies were to attack? Welcome to the Zombie Bunker, the world's first zombie-proof house. Just in case, zombies do eventually decide to take over the world. Even the windows are backed up with a thick layer of concrete, although somehow the entire house still has movable walls. You might wonder what the need for this was, but with a drawbridge entry system into the house, it's clear the architects wanted to risk nothing when it came to keeping us safe. In fact, this drawbridge is the only way to enter and exit the house, which means that if you need to leave in a rush, you might have to prepare in advance. Who knows what these zombies are capable of? The house is backed up with a thick sheet of iron too, so there's definitely no chance of sneaking in or knocking the walls down without somebody noticing. The Zombie Bunker isn't the most aesthetic building we've ever seen, but there's no doubt about its safety precautions. We're not expecting to be overrun with zombies anytime soon, but if it does happen, we know where we'll be turning to. Bill Gates. His security team is thought to be pretty friendly, but we still wouldn't take the risk of breaking into Bill Gates' house anytime soon. With one of the most expensive properties in the world and a background in technology, it's only expected that he would have the high-tech measures to match. Aside from frequent cameras, Bill had a smart idea when it came to protecting his home without running up his electricity bill too much. He grew plants and trees all the way around the entire property. Not only does this stop snap-happy photographers from getting too close, but it also works to alert Bill if anyone is trying to jump the fence. The house is reported to have one of the most state-of-the-art security systems in the world. With no expense spared, the multiple cameras and security precautions means Bill likely lives in one of the safest places ever. When he has guests over, they're required to wear a special pin that lets them control the heating and surrounding electrical equipment. This means that anybody who turns up unwelcome will be spotted a mile away. Because of his background, it's only natural that Bill would control his security with specialist technology, but we're pretty impressed all the same. The White House. Did you know that Barack Obama was the most heavily guarded president on Earth? The White House therefore has almost every safety feature you could think of. For a start, an iron fence surrounds the property. This might seem fairly standard, but the fence is far out enough to minimize the impact of dangerous cars. Dotted around inside and outside the fence are members of the Secret Service, who dedicate their lives to making sure the White House is only open to the kind of visitors they want on site. The President's house also has a pretty specialized feature of food scanners, which is actually off-site. This means that if anything is planted inside dinner tonight, it can be safely detonated out of harm's way. Unlike the majority of the rest of the USA, and the world actually, the White House even controls the air. Restricted airspace means helicopters can't come too close, and in the last few years, the area has been expanded for extra precaution. But just in case you've managed to get this close without being stopped and thoroughly searched, the house also has bulletproof windows, radars on the rooftops to detect unwanted movement, and infrared sensors that can detect local movement by heat. The Corby family. Based in the Hollywood Hills of California, the Corby family are known for their excessive and expensive security precautions. The millionaire family and their luxury residence are pretty well protected with everything from biometric recognition software to earthquake prevention techniques. It's pretty common to build earthquake-proof houses around the United States, but the Corby family's house is built with concrete structures which were buried about 30 feet underground. Along with natural disasters, the house is also prepared in the event of man-made disasters like nuclear or chemical issues. An underground bunker was built and holds enough food and drink to keep a family alive for 3 to 6 months. Now that puts your freezer stocks to shame. In an effort to be one of the most technologically secure houses in the world, the Corby family even have a telephone system that can be used everywhere inside, meaning that if an intruder entered, they could communicate without ever having to divulge whereabouts in the property they were hiding. Most likely, they would be hiding in the well-stocked panic room, which has a variety of CCTV cameras and can connect to the local police at the touch of a few buttons. But the most impressive feature? The Corby household has the means to release fog into the property to scare off burglars, which sounds great until somebody accidentally pulls it and scares everyone. Buckingham Palace. It's a hugely popular tourist trap, and so it's a known fact that Buckingham Palace in London, England has a lot of security measures if you're looking to visit. If you've seen the famous changing of the guards, you'll know that a few roads surrounding the palace are closed off each time. But recently, armed police have extended the no-go area and have stepped up their presence to ensure the changing goes along smoothly. Buckingham Palace is known for its security measures, but for very good reason. Famously, a few people have tried to scale the building in order to break in, and one guy, called Michael Fagan, actually got in and had a quick look around once. Luckily, it hasn't happened again since. The guards carry out a ring-around system to make sure that nobody sleeps through their shifts. Obviously, if you're working late at night and there's not much going on, it can be easy to let your eyelids droop, but the system works to stop this. For example, Guard A would ring Guard B, who would ring Guard C, and so on, until the entire property had been covered and everybody was keeping an eye out for intruders. The Kardashians. After the incident in Paris last year, it's no revelation to hear that Kim Kardashian has stepped up security everywhere she goes. From firing her bodyguard of 4 years, Pascal Duvier, to increasing the security in her own house, she's not about to be taking any more risks. The security team manning the property were all subject to intense background checks, and only the very best of the best were hired. But for those who wish to enter the house, more than a quick chat is needed. Visitors have to be patted down by a member of the security team to ensure that only pre-approved visitors can come in. Surrounding the house is also a variety of cars. Since the incident last year, Kim Kardashian is cautious of people following her, and instead of driving one car, mixes up each journey so that no one is able to follow her footsteps. Multiple security cameras and motion sensors surround the property, and rumor has it there's a safe